I was 10 years old the night I heard her cry. In our small village nestled beside a winding river in the Mexican highlands, stories weren't merely tales, they were warnings. Elders passed down legends like sacred scripture. Some were moral lessons, others, like La Llorona, were survival instructions. "Don't stray after dark," my abuela used to whisper, folding laundry under the flicker of oil lamps. "If you do, she'll find you. She's always searching for her children, and if she thinks you're one of them, you'll never return." As a child, I believed her in the way all children do, with a mix of awe and disbelief. But deep inside, I also carried a fascination, the seed of what would later become my obsession with the boundaries between myth, memory, and mind. That summer night, the air was thick with heat and river mist. Our stucco house hummed with the slow rhythm of cicadas and the faint crooning of old rancheras from a nearby radio. I should have been asleep, but the fireflies called to me like whispered dares, so I slipped out the back door, barefoot and quiet, into the reeds near the river. The river was part of our identity, tranquil during the day, mysterious at night. It carved through our town like a story we could never fully read. I remember the squelch of wet mud underfoot, the metallic scent of the water, and how the frogs and crickets fell silent all at once, as if something vast had drawn a breath. Then it came, a sound like wind channeled through grief, a wail so piercing, so drenched in sorrow, it seemed to bleed into the very trees. I froze. My hands cupped a firefly, but its glow vanished like a heartbeat. The wail repeated, drifting over the current, closer this time. It didn't sound human, it sounded hurt, wounded beyond repair. As a child, I didn't have words for it, but now I know. That cry had no pitch modulation, no breath control, no cultural rhythm of mourning. It was raw emotion, unfiltered, not learned, instinctive. I ducked behind a twisted willow, heart pounding, eyes scanning. Moonlight bathed the river in silver, the mist coiled low over the ground. Then I saw her. She emerged from the fog like something recalled from a half-remembered nightmare. A woman, tall and impossibly thin, dressed in a torn white gown that clung to her like a shroud. Her long black hair hung slick and tangled, dripping as though she'd just risen from the riverbed. She drifted along the opposite bank, not walking so much as gliding, her bare feet never fully breaking the water's surface. "Where are my children?" The way she said it, it wasn't a question. It was a wound, opened anew with every word. The sobs didn't sound staged. They clawed out of her throat as if she was reliving the drowning again and again. I felt hot tears sting my own eyes, not from empathy, but from primal fear, the kind of terror that has no shape or language. And then, without warning, she stopped moving. Her head snapped up. She saw me. Her eyes were wrong. They were pale, cloudy, like a drowned corpse's, yet they locked onto me with such clarity, it felt like being grabbed. I gasped. Her sorrow twisted, her jaw unhinged ever so slightly, as her face transformed, not into anger, but into something worse, recognition. She opened her arms. Pull. I stumbled backward. The lantern I'd brought slipped from my fingers and hissed into the mud. Darkness swallowed me. In it, I heard the furious splash of water. She was in the river, crossing it with horrifying speed. But her legs, they didn't move right. She skimmed the surface like liquid rage. The river roared louder as she churned it around her. I turned to run, but her fingers, ice cold and impossibly strong, clawed into the back of my shirt. Her voice changed then. Gone was the grieving tone. It was guttural now, inhuman. A hiss, a growl, a mother searching for something long gone. Donde están? Where are they? I felt her breath, sour with decay, brush my ear. I kicked, flailed, but her grip tightened. As a future psychologist, I'd one day study trauma-induced dissociation. I know now that I split then. My mind left my body. I was a 10-year-old floating above myself, watching the scene like a movie I'd never choose to watch again. I saw a shrieking child being pulled toward the river. I heard myself screaming words I barely remembered knowing. A prayer, a plea, a cry to both my dead mother and any god that might hear. And then, a light. Headlights exploded through the trees like salvation. An old pickup jolted to a stop on the road above the riverbank. Lanterns, footsteps, shouts. The woman's grip faltered. She turned her head, face contorted into a blend of grief and hatred. In the light, her features rippled, not like flesh, but like water. She vanished, not like someone fleeing, but like mist rising into night. My neighbors found me soaked, shaking, covered in mud and tears. The priest came that night. He burned incense and read verses I didn't understand then, but later studied as spiritual trauma response. My abuela wouldn't speak for hours. I didn't sleep for days. Even now, decades later, with my degrees in abnormal psychology and forensic linguistics, I still struggle to categorize what I saw. La Llorona isn't just a myth. She's a symbol, a convergence of guilt, loss, and cultural fear. But I also believe she's real. Not real like flesh and blood, but real enough to tear at a shirt, to leave a child trembling by a riverbank, and to haunt the air whenever someone dares to walk alone by moonlight. I still hear her sometimes, when I return to the village, a soft sobbing in the wind, and I wonder if she still remembers me.